time now is 7 p.m. I'm going to call to order the Wayne Township Board of Trustees meeting for September 3rd, 2024. Welcome everybody in attendance tonight. If you've not done so already, we have a sheet back there, a sign-in sheet. If you could, make sure you guys sign that. Make it a roll call, please.
Mr. Jacobs?
Here.
And Ms. Colvin?
Here.
All right, you have a quorum.
Everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, now, see if we get approval of the minutes of the previous meeting for August 20th, 2024,
I'll make a motion to approve those meeting minutes.
and I will second that.
All right, all in favor of accepting the minutes for August 20th, say aye.
Aye.
And the nays, like sign. Motion carried.
So do we have any additions, removals, or disclosures from the posted agenda? I think we got 3 of them, right, Gus?
Yes, got resolution 2024 1-107, 108, and 109.
Thank you. All right, now we're gonna do board organization. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna do resolution 2024-102. This is accepting the resignation of Joshua Patrick from the Wayne Township Board of Trustees. So I will make a motion to accept resolution 2024-102.
I will second.
All righty. Roll call. Mr. Jacobs?
Yes.
And Ms. Colvin?
Yes.
All righty, this motion's been, resolution's passed this 3rd day of September 2024.
Next, we have resolution 2024-103. This is appointing of a resident of Wayne Township to fill the vacant seat on the Board of Trustees, and that would be Mr. Brad Kaufman. So I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2024-103.
I will second.
Roll call. Mr. Jacobs?
Yes.
Ms. Colvin?
Yes.
Okay, this resolution's passed this 3rd day of September.
Now we'll do the oath of office. Yes.
That's good. You got yours left?
Brad, how you doing?
Very good. How you doing?
Good. Space, I'll just take my time reading for you. All the good stuff. I, Bradley C. Kaufman,
I, Bradley C. Kaufman,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and of the state of Ohio,
and of the state of Ohio,
and represent the citizens of Wayne Township,
and represent the citizens of Wayne Township,
Warren County of Ohio,
Warren County of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of trustee
of the office of trustee
of the Township and County of Ohio,
of the Township and County of Ohio,
to which I have been appointed
to which I have been appointed,
and upon which I'm about to enter.
and about, to which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now you can come join us on a seat on the board.
Let's get a roll call.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And then there were 3. Once again.
I guess the way they were staged. Very well.
Yeah.
Good. Now I'd like to welcome anybody that has any citizens' comments. As of now, does anybody have any citizens' comments they want to bring up to the board? Seeing none.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have one? Okay, come on up, please. Sorry.
All right, so I'm going to hand out here, we'll introduce ourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Anna Garofalo, 5145 Lytle Road, Waynesville, Ohio. Can you give your name and address?
Natalie Capizzolo, 543 Rendezvous Court, Waynesville, Ohio.
All right, so, you want to, so I will, on behalf of Wayne Local Administration, we have an amazing senior at Waynesville Local Schools. We do like to support any of our students, local of our students, that come out and we really want to give community service, give back, create projects. This young lady is a member of the Leo Club. I don't know if any of you are familiar. We have the Lions Club. The Leo Club is booming lately. They are up to, I guess, up to close to 40 to 50 Leos that are now under the Lions Club. They pride themselves in the community service, the different projects that they give back. She is also in our varsity soccer program, our cross country, and you've done twice, I mean, you want to rattle off all the
NHS, LS, Piers, Connecticut.
What grade are you in?
I'm a senior this year.
Yes. So, and a lot of our seniors at this time of year kind of end up with a passion project or something that they really want to, one last thing they want to kind of give back to the school or the community before they go on their way to their next chapter of their lives. I'll let you talk about your grandfather. So we're here for this picture of our park, the park that connects to our school there, and the actual restrooms in there, the playground itself. I'll let you get a little history of why that's meaningful to you.
So my grandfather was John C. Cook, the architect for the park, who passed away when I was about 3 years old. I have a little sister who's 5 and a little brother who's about a year old, and I bring them up there quite frequently. And this summer I had some soccer practices up at the park, and I noticed that it was looking a little bit in shambles.
Yes. Worse for wear, yes.
It looked like it could use some work, and because of its family connection, I'd like to be the one to help out with it.
So she's met with us with administration a couple of times now. Very big dreams that we've helped to be like, where can we start? What are some small steps that she feels is feasible, especially with all the things that she's involved in. But the good part is being involved in the Leo Club, NHS, girls soccer, and our cross country. She surrounds herself with a lot of people that she has a lot of hands who are ready to come out and at least get a jump on this project if we're able to. To be honest, we're kind of just also looking for some funding. So some of the basics would be, you'll see in some of the pictures, the girls' side of the restroom is a Pepto-Bismol pink. If you've ever ventured inside, it is,
Well,
yes, it is. It is very interesting. There's language in there. It's like a lot of public things where you get graffiti. So she and a lot of her friends are actually kind of eager to, they would love to paint it, get in there. Even for the outside does not look bad necessarily on the outside, but we've talked to our grounds maintenance. There are bushes that we're prepared to trim back and really kind of clean it up, help them clean it up in order to make it ready to be painted. There's 2 restrooms on the girls' side too. One of the lavatories on the girls' side, the toilet is really sideways, not functioning. So we reached out to Eaton Plumbing, who is going to be willing to help us and support us there to just get back, which is nice. The other piece, till she brought to our attention, if you look under the swings, and there's a smaller picture, and I can send these to you, just went out today and got pictures of it. If you put little kids on the swings, it's been so long since there was mulch delivered there, it's high, you know what I mean? So any amount of mulch that could be brought up, and just put out there would be very helpful.
Have you guys used wood chips and stuff?
Wood chips is exactly what we're looking for, nothing fancy.
I know in the past, the township used to take wood
Yeah,
chips up there, am I correct? So
Right, I just
That's been many years ago.
right, yeah.
So,
I can even looking
refill.
at AES, because I know we have crews around all over the place, so we could probably get some guys and drop off some chips.
That would be great.
So we could do something like that if that's what you guys
Yeah,
like.
and we could put rakes in the hands of these kiddos.
Oh, yeah.
And spread that out. They're willing to do the weed pulling and all the things to help. I guess we said, let's start with some small pieces of that project, which would be the wood chips if possible, funding for painting and getting the kids in there and painting, and like I said, we're working on the plumbing piece. There's not a working water fountain there any longer, so we're working on that as well, because they do practice up there, cross-country practices up there, and it would be nice to have some of that, so.
Why no?
We could-
Sorry.
I was wondering if we could find some cheap paint, you know, Lowe's and Home Depot sometimes have the misruns or whatever when people, and they put it out there for very, very economical prices, you know, and it really doesn't matter. It's better than Pepto-Bismol pink, right?
Which I think you wonder if that's where that came from, but I would have.
Yeah, it could be.
Off mark.
But something like that might be something we could look at.
Did you guys have a time frame and stuff like that as well? Are we looking at a certain project date?
I'd like to get it done sometime in the next couple of weeks before it gets like super cold out and everything, and it's, honestly, there's no point in coming up to the park at that point anyway.
I say, she says, we are willing to go farther, but I think the sooner we get moving on these pieces, the better. It's gonna be one for a while, but
Are
that's.
those
okay.
restrooms used like when they have like tennis?
That's where so when I was tennis coach up there, that's where we would send the away visitors to that. I was like, looking on that, just kidding. But yes, I think that would be great. And then phase 2 is just looking at the swings, the chains. There's a slight upgrades of different phases, but we said phase 1, this would be a good start. It's just a facial up.
At least, you know, wiping everything down, which some soap and some water.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, it's very good to have them, because I know I coach junior high sports up there, and I know my daughter goes in between, because you can't stay at school, because you have to be kicked out for just a little bit, so to speak. But anyway, a lot of kids do sit there and they hang out for a little bit before practice starts.
If you can line up chips,
I
I
can
can have them, and they can just dump them up there.
Yeah.
I can handle getting them inside the whatever you wanna call that, I mean, inside the area.
Yeah.
Where do you want me to drop them off at? Just right there on a specific area?
Well, the seniors are parking over there,
I
right?
know, that's one thing I was thinking of too.
How about I take pictures tomorrow morning once everyone's on campus, and I'll be able to kind of pinpoint
Yeah.
Sure,
what's available.
that'd be great.
And I'll
How many
just
loads
do
have
it
you
next.
want? How many loads have we done in the past, too?
Ooh, it's gonna take more than that.
Well, that's-
I mean, I don't know, I mean, you've got crews running around everywhere, I mean, trimming.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say at least 2 to 3.
Okay, I can see what I can do.
And then you can just coordinate with me or whatever, and we can run it through Anna, and we'll get it done.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's no problem, that's easy.
All right, so then we can go shopping and see what we can. Thank you.
So do you have any donations yet?
Just right now, the plumbing, and then we are currently also, I'm going to reach out to the village as well, because obviously that park falls within the village limits, so we're on their docket. The park and rec meeting met 2 weeks ago, so we were a little late for their.
So if somebody wanted to donate, how do they donate? Who does a check or something go to?
Wayne Local Schools, they can just be a general Wayne Local Schools, and then we're gonna have like a park fund for that.
Okay,
I'll talk with Dr. Ison, base how he wants that specifically earmarked.
well, I'll donate to you tonight then. There you go, gotta start off somewhere.
All right, thank you guys for your time this
Thank you
evening
too.
very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And she just came from soccer, so I'm gonna let her go.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys, sorry.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Are there any other citizens' comments? Going once, going twice? I think we're good. Next, we're going to the department head reports. Next up is Mr. Camry, Road Department, sir.
Good evening, board.
Good evening.
I don't have a lot to add on, I'll just run down number 3 here. Gus and I did go through an interview process for a new employee for the road department. We had 7 applications, but we only ended up with 5, because 1 withdrew, 1 didn't show. And so we narrowed it down to Mr. Lamb, who is in attendance tonight, and at this point, I'd like to introduce you to him. Come up, Caleb. Board, this is Caleb Lamb, a resident of Wayne Township and the newest member of the Wayne Township Road Department.
Shake hands, Caleb. Oh.
So I wanted you to come tonight because.
You do, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, just be nice to that one, he's the one who writes it.
So, I guess I just wanted to say a few words. First of all, it's interesting, now we have a lamb and a perky on the road department.
Correct. Staying true to our heritage.
Exactly.
There you go.
But, kind of from a, I don't know if have you ever worked, well, you worked with us part-time before, but.
Yeah, crack seal on the
Okay,
foot, yeah.
okay. So, I don't know if you're gonna appreciate this at your young age you are now, but, you know, the township, we put in 14% into your Ohio Public Employment, OPERS, Ohio Public Employees Retirement System.
There you go.
So it's hard to say, yes. But, I just want you to think, you know, as you get older and if you stay in this profession, or if you stay something that's in the Ohio government, that money just grows, you know, exponentially. I think you're really gonna appreciate it as you get older and you get those quarterly statements and, you know, so that's really what I wanted to say. Really appreciate that also.
Absolutely,
So.
can't wait.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely, thank you.
Thanks.
We'll come back.
And with that, I'll stand pat with my report as the way it is, and that's all I have unless the board has anything to pass along to me.
I do not have anything.
Very good, thank you.
Next up is the fire chief, Chief Beckett.
Hi, good evening, everybody.
Good
Thank you.
evening.
My report also stands as filed. 80 EMS runs, fire runs were 6, service calls were 24, for a total of 110 for the month. And just to clarify, when we say fire runs, that's something that involves a fire. So, whereas the service calls are auto accidents, things like that, the fire truck goes to,
Right.
but how we put it into the reporting system is fire run involves some sort of fire. Emily Bassett resigned. She was a member for a few years. She had an opportunity to shadow for, she's gonna be a PA, physician's assistant. Emily was very active with our department, but she's got this amazing opportunity to go do some shadowing. So I can't be upset with her for that resignation at all. Thank you to Clear Creek Township for use of their hose tester. We've got hose testing that's going to continue this week. And a big thank you to Assistant Chief Lawledge. He wrote a grant and we were awarded for $4,412.20 for training and equipment. He's got some ideas what he's going to use it for. The air show was a success this weekend. We had one minor medical call at the air show. The whole staff at the air show, I did not realize that entire event is a volunteer event. So everybody, from the pilots to everybody that showed up, it's all volunteer. I've been to air shows before, but being a part of it was very, very educational and interesting. It was very, me being the plane nerd that I am, very fulfilling for me, so. Finishing up our load grant, we're gonna ask for 5 sets of turnout gear or personal protective equipment. And that's roughly just under $17,000. So, and with that, that's just for the coat and the pants, the boots, the gloves, the Nomex hood, and the helmet are another expense that we would incur, but the lion's share would be paid for by the load grant. And then Mr. Fitzsimmons and I had a discussion on the SAFER grant, which is a FEMA grant, and it's the Staffing for Adequate Fire and Emergency Response grant. That grant period will open up end of November, December, so it'll be post the elections. But if you're not familiar with what the SAFER grant is, you can apply for 2 things: recruiting and retention of the hiring of firefighters. And different things that, different categories, you know, whether you're a career department or combination, which I believe we fall into the combination department. But Lexipol, who we use for our policies and procedures and training platform, also does grant writing. They've got an 80% success rate
For the safer, yeah.
for the SAFER grant. And do you want to talk more about the?
Well, we got stuff, are we gonna do that in a work session, are you gonna do it now, or
Stuff you guys sent us already.
do what?
I included information in the
Yeah.
packet.
Yeah, I didn't see
So I didn't know if we wanna do this now, or work session later. It's up to you guys.
whatever, I mean,
Yeah.
you might say it right now.
Okay.
All right,
Go for it.
there we go. So we reached out, to Lexipol. Do you have that number pulled up? 'Cause I have to go to my phone.
I saw there was two different things that you
Yeah,
could
two.
ask them to do. You can ask them to write the grant in general, or
Right.
give you some kind of guidance.
Right, and until, I think until the end of September, and the reason is because they're obviously trying to get business for the upcoming cycle, there's a $12,000 credit. So normally it would be $6,000, be $4,800, if they did it, the whole kit and caboodle. And I think if we do a portion of it, then it's like, it's 3,000, yeah, so about $1,800, something like that. Somewhere in there, I forget what it is. So that was the discussion about whether or not, to use them, I think,
Yeah,
I 4,800, yeah.
yeah, 4,800 for for them doing it all.
There it is.
We don't have to do any input, 1,200 if, we'll do some of it, they'll do largely formatting, the way I understood it, formatting and those types of things. This is really a turnkey operation. I was talking to the chief, and I just feel like, as we prepare for this levy cycle, it wouldn't be bad to go ahead and get this written, and then we can make a decision whether to submit or not, this cycle, but I'm thinking that we probably would. They've changed it a little bit where now it's 100% coverage for the first 3 years. It had it bracketed, like, so the first year was like 100%, the next year was like, it was an 80-20 split, then it went down like a 40-60 or somewhere 70-30 split, and then the fourth year, then you were on the hook 100%. This year, or this time around, it's at 100%, or since COVID is what she told me, they've been at 100%.
That's the grant you're talking about.
Correct. Right, so they would pay, the full wage and everything for 3 years. And we've got kind of everything in place. Of course, at the fourth year, we have to have the money in place to continue on. But I think we just had a general discussion about it, and wanted to bring it to you guys to see what your thoughts were. If, the way it's cycled, if we wouldn't pass the levy, potentially we could, we would have to apply it, or, put in for it that time around. I don't know, Gus, we've had a discussion, he thinks that either way we should put in for it,
We've applied for the saver grant in the past though, right?
I think it was a discussion, I don't think it
There was
actually
discussion,
happened.
Oh, really?
yeah.
They never happened.
Never happened.
So how many employees would it cover, one person? Is that what we're asking for?
What do we put in?
Whatever we
Where
put
would
in
we
for.
put it? Oh.
But I would suggest a general, the detail.
Right.
Then you're on the hook.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I would start off, small, maybe 3.
What do you think the
But that's
probability
operational.
of getting it is though? I mean, if you look at other departments that apply for it, what's the probability that
Well,
it's
I mean,
staffed?
Franklin just got 8 people a couple years ago.
Oh, Miami Township,
Yeah.
Miami Fire District.
I think we are, I think our department is exactly what the SAFER grant
It's 4,
is,
really.
is for, is designed for. I think our chances are real good for it. Chief Law,
I'm disappointed.
we think, this is, we talked at length about it today. Advantages, disadvantages, if we don't pass a levy, we get the SAFER grant, is the funding. Because the last thing I truly want to do is hire people for 3 years and say, see ya. That's not ideal, I don't want to do that.
But then again, in a way, if the levy fails and we get the saver grant and we do hire the people,
Yep.
then we use that time period, those 3 years, to prove to the community that it improved our services.
Yes.
And then at that end of that 3 years, we hopefully have a levy that passes that covers to continue on. So you kind of, for free, in a way, we're proving that it worked, right?
Yeah, and then we can always, at the end of those 3 years, reapply for the grant for
Yeah.
continuing it, whether they accept it or not. And we can talk about this further later. but-
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to decide tonight,
No.
right? It's not like, okay,
But I do believe this, the pricing is good until the end of the month, so,
okay, so next meeting.
I mean, I would,
How long does it take for them to write the grant if we say go?
Probably a month or so, so the grant process doesn't open up until end of November or
Right.
December.
So we gotta get something done by October.
Yeah,
Has Lexipol had success writing the safer grants and giving them?
yeah, but
over 80%.
Over
For the
80%.
safe.
80%,
For the
okay,
safer.
okay,
they also do AFG grants and things like that. so.
okay, all right. So it's one of those gamble things, right? All right, thanks for the info.
And I think that's all I have. Does anybody have any questions?
I do not.
No,
Any more questions?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
all right,
Next up, Ms. Loving, zoning department report. How are you doing?
good evening.
Good evening.
You're in the summer.
All right, so here's just my monthly list of permits, and you'll note that one of them is the Ohio Green Works, which they did apply for their conditional use and site plan, so they're moving on to the BZA on September 19th. They'll have their hearing. The BZA also had a variance hearing on August 15th, and there was a split decision, 2-2, so that leads to a denial because there's no decision made on the application. The magazine is underway. Got a lot of content today, so final layout should start Monday next week, and we're on schedule for that. And that's about, unless you have other questions for me.
I know.
I do not. Thank you, Ms. Loving. Administrator's report, Mr. Edwards.
Yeah, let's go back up.
Yeah, they're coming in odd order today this time.
It's been a bad day
It must have been a holiday.
Okay, thank you, board. Really no update on State Route 73 other than just wanted to document the different times and so forth of what's been happening there. We do have a meeting in the morning with ODOT representatives on how they're going to treat the bridges and so forth during the South Route Festival. That meeting's tomorrow morning. From what I understand, they have been shot down with the one-way road, so we'll see what other things that they've got going. And we'll report
We
back.
talked about having an officer on duty in some police too, I saw that.
That was in that email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was came out last meeting, hopefully that still remains, so we can have those city highway patrol officers.
I saw that email too about, I think it would be better if they would open Forward Road underneath it during the sauerkraut festival. I think it would help smooth things a bit more. So see if we can push that.
Pass that along,
Okay.
push that.
Push that.
Yeah.
Yes.
If they're in a position, yeah, they can do that. Road department interviews, we'll go through that. The only other thing I have is at the county budget commission meeting, early in the morning, we had a, county budget commission has to meet every 5 years for the statutory formula for local government distribution fund. And so we had a meeting and there was discussion on the alternative formula, which we currently use in Warren County, the undivided local government fund, which is a pot of money that comes down from the state through various different forms. Historically, it's been in place since 1934, just after the recession or depression. But it's changed throughout the years, and it's been rolled back, and then they've increased it, but right now it has not been increasing for the last 4 or 5 years. It's a little bit of increases, it's kind of let it remain pretty neutral, I think. Years of jurisdiction, I think, picked up maybe between 25 and 30,000, I think, in the last several years is all. Historically, probably 10 or 15 years ago, we were up as high as, in the 90-some thousand dollars. But every legislation comes along, they kind of want to tweak it. If they need money at the state level, then we're the first to get shut out. It's been frozen for several years in different things. One thing that's nice about the alternative formula, all 88 counties have the ability to have an alternative formula. Ours has been in place since 1995. And nobody was there to oppose the current formula, so it will remain in place. City of Mason was there, which in order to approve it, has to be approved by the majority of municipalities and townships, along with the county commissioners and the largest city in the county. So Mason was there, they did not want to change it back or anything, which was our biggest hurdle back in the 90s, getting them to approve the change. So out of the 88 counties, I think, research I did, there's 80 counties that have alternative formulas. Some of them are simple, some of them are per capita. Ours is based on service that's given, that's taken out of budgets with a formula for it. And part of the reason that we went, and I'm going to use this as an example, back in the 90s, we discussed about doing it per capita. That would take a township like Turtle Creek Township, who has, I don't know, I'm going to say 9,000 people in the prison system down there. Those people actually count in your capital. And then you take a small township like Massey Township, who has 500 residents, and they're stuck with all the service to provide for the lake and all the events that happen up here in the fall and so forth. So there's a lot of things that were taken, that was used in the formula to kind of even it out and smooth it out. So it will remain in place. Budget Commission, when they went through ours, and Scott, I don't want to steal your thunder unless you want me to steal it.
Good.
Okay. They stated to expect about a 20% increase in your actual residential property taxes for this year's triennial reappraisal. And there'll be very little change in commercial property because they don't, it doesn't get valuated like it does residential property. And the auditor's office will be mailing out letters to all residents on September 21st for notification of this increase. So just beware here, in a couple, 3 weeks, look in your mailbox, and you'll get a nice letter of what the increase will be. And fire department, we're still working with the prosecutor's office on getting some clarification on classification of fire department employees and the different pay structures that we have in place and what needs to be changed or how to move forward. Other than that, I don't have anything else.
Sounds
All
good.
right, sounds good to me.
You guys have any other questions for Gus?
Thank you, Gus, appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Now, fiscal officer report, Mr. Fitzsimmons.
We're into the investment market now. We transferred $5 million to the U.S. bank account, and they're going to begin to invest those monies. This just happened over the end of last week, so they're in the process of doing that. So they haven't given us the structure or the investment yet, but because I guess that'll start happening tomorrow. So it's cold. Let's see, I would like, I was going to ask for a motion. There's 2 trainings coming up, one from the Ohio Treasurer's Office on October 24th. And, Ohio requires us to attend so many trainings for the investment piece of it from the Treasurer's Office. So that'll be $100 to go to that in Columbus. And then the other one is just another auditor staked course, which is October the 16th in Miamisburg, and that would be an additional $100. So I would ask to be able to spend, $200 to go to attend both those courses, plus mileage for at least the Columbus one. If that's
I'll
okay.
make a motion to approve your courses and mileage.
Okay.
I will second that.
All righty, and I guess we'll do a roll call vote, Ms. Colvin,
Yes.
and Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs.
Yes.
All correct, the motion's passed. And then, and then procurement cards. So I sent out an email, I'm assuming you guys saw it, so I'll be touching base with people, with the new procurement cards. Those that are over a department will have a department card as well. So the road department will have, SCAP, you'll have yours, and then there'll be a road department card, the same way with the fire department. And for those, the intention will be just that reoccurring costs would be associated with that, so we don't have former employees still getting billed for things, those types of stuff. So that would clear it up by using a department credit card. But there's some other things that I'll discuss in person. So, and I'll have to get one for Brad now. But other than that, that's all I have.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, next we're moving on to old business. So we got, anything we want with the website or 165 Main Street?
Now, my recommendation is to, remove the website from the old business, and we'll maintain the one we have, at least to the end of this year, and then pick it up again in 2025.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go ahead and do that. Anybody else have any old business? Good?
We had talked about a committee for 165 and moving forward with that. Is there anybody I need to meet with from that committee? Or?
Who's on the committee again?
I was gonna say, is there one?
Yeah. Well, we're talking about foreign, it was brought up,
Are you starting that process?
You were.
Sure.
Okay.
You can, yeah.
I'd say start it and see what we can come down to and then get back with us on that.
Okay.
Perfect.
Got it.
Go from there. Okay. Okay, see no more old business. We're going to new business. Is there any questions or concerns with the bills? Do you have any?
No.
I do not. Okay, next we're going to move into legislation then.
You want to sign those?
No.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, you're right.
You can't get, can you?
Just trying to get someone else to sign.
Is ready? And I have a resolution 2024-104. This is a resolution approving the renewal of a contract for streetlights and service agreement with MVLT LLC, MVLT. So Gus, which one is this one?
Okay, this is, 6 or 7, I forget, which lighting districts, this is a 5-year contract.
Okay.
The current contract that we're under expires at the end of this year. What we did get out of my value lighting is 2025 will remain the same. They're going to so-called absorb the cost of the increases. I was really expecting an increase for 25. So we're going to, everybody in the lighting district will save for 25. But in 2026, there will be an increase. In 2028, there will be an increase.
We don't know what it is.
We do, if we don't know what it is, it'll be tied to the CPI. But with that said, it also has minimum maximum. So it'll be a minimum of 4% a year and a maximum of 8% a year. So in 2026, I'm expecting that we will see a 4%, between 4 and 8%, and then in 28 we'll see an 8, between an 8 and 16%. And other than that, the other thing that we have in that contract is the ability to check a box to allow them to upgrade all of our lamp posts in the subdivision, the light fixtures up to LED from the current status. all the Krogers were done, I think, under the last contract, with the
Yeah.
traditional lights and the street corner lights, those have not been upgraded LED. And there is a price, cost saving on those price for those.
Do we pay for the upgrade? No, who pays for the upgrade?
We just give them an okay to go ahead and do the upgrade, and that's built into
Oh,
the
all right.
price. There was nothing that I saw in the contract that charged us to do
Okay.
it.
That makes sense.
Actually, I did the calculations when I was doing our lighting districts, and I think Spartan, Meadows, if they were LED and not the high pressure sodium, it would be, I think it was almost $2.50 per month cheaper, per resident. Other than that, the lighting district, those assessments have to be in by Friday of this week, I believe, and so I've been working on those for the weekend and today. I've got about 3 or 4 more to go. Have in your packet the calculations, those have all been done, so I know exactly what each district's going to cost, and just a matter of, have to put in the auditor's formula, all the parcel numbers and so forth. And they have to be in a particular order that you put in, numerical order, and that becomes a little bit challenging, taking information off the website. Taking off the Mr. Fitzsimmons. But no, it's not that big a deal. It'll be tough for someone that's new. Or for Turtle Creek Township, they complained at the budget commission meeting,
Yeah.
dollars, because they got 35 light districts that they have to serve.
I'll make a motion to pass resolution 2024-104.
I'll second that.
All right, roll call vote, Ms. Colvin,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
Mr. Kaufman.
Yes.
All right, this resolution's passed this third day of September.
Next, we have resolution 2024-105. This is a resolution levying a special assessment on lands in Wayne Township for the street lighting districts. Anything more you want to say on that, Gus?
No, I think in your packet, I've got the breakdown by each subdivision of what their cost per lot is.
I'll make a motion to pass resolution 2024-105.
I'll second.
All right, Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
Ms. Colvin.
Yes.
This resolution's passed this third day of September.
Next, we have resolution 2024-106. This is a resolution accepting the rates and amounts as determined by Warren County Budget Commission. Turn it back over to Gus.
This is the stuff you passed out to us? Extra sheets?
Yes, in your packet was the rates and amounts, and what I put out there today is, I think, the 2 sheets that will be attached to this resolution,
Yeah.
copies of that. So with that said, what you probably noticed with the reappraisals or whatever, anything that was on the inside millage, like the road department, the increase estimate for that for 2025, I think was, I looked off general numbers because I don't have it off the top of my head and I don't have it here in front of me. I think the department ended up receiving about another $100,000 with the reappraisal. Of course, the fire department, unfortunately, with it being outside village, it remained the same. General fund, went up some, and then the other items on there, like your motor vehicle license, tax fund, and so forth, those are just, they're not based on property, so they remain in the same pattern that we had before. So all in all, it's a couple departments get a little bit of an increase, but the majority of that extra revenue that comes in will be going to the school districts, because property taxes, about 80% goes to school districts.
Okay. I'll make a motion to pass resolution 2024-106.
I'll second. I was waiting for you to. Chime in yet?
All right, we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
and Ms. Colvin.
Yes.
All right. This motion, or resolution is passed the third day of September.
Next, we have resolution 2024-107. This is a resolution authorizing the township fiscal officer to issue a then and now certificate for payment of an expenditure to the village of Waynesville.
Well, I mean, this was something that had been started back in 2022. And it was the cooperative agreement between the village and the township to give them $25,000 towards the Franklin Road Phase 1 project. We've completed it, submitted the bill to us. I had to do a then and now in order to draw the PO, in order to pay them, and that's all.
All right. I'll make a motion to vote on resolution 2024-107.
I'll second.
All right. Roll call vote. Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
Ms. Colvin,
Yes.
and this resolution passes third day of September.
Next, the most important resolution tonight is resolution 2024-108. That's approved the acceptance and hiring of Caleb R. Lamb to the Wayne Township Road Department as a full-time road worker 1. I'll make a motion to approve that resolution.
I'll second.
All right, roll call vote. Ms. Colvin,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes,
Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
this resolution is passed this third day of September.
congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We've got a full boat once again.
That's right.
At the roadhouse.
Next, we have resolution 2024-109. This is accepting resolution Emily D. Bassett from the Wayne Township Fire Department. I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2024-109.
I'll second.
Ready. Roll call vote. Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes.
Ms. Colvin.
Yes.
This resolution is adopted this third day of September.
So do we have any other new business? We good there? I think so. And then do we have any correspondence? Any correspondence, Scott or Gus?
I do not.
All right.
Okay, now we got elected officials' comments. Anybody have any comments for tonight? You have anything?
I'd just like to say thank you to the board for appointing me, to the staff here for you. Just call me up, send me an email. I want to work with everyone, and to the residents, I'm easily available, and just call me out and send an email to me, and I will do my best to respond in a very timely fashion. And to my family, thank you very much for attending tonight.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it too. Next, do we have any need for a work session right now?
No.
Okay, next, we're gonna go into executive session. So, I'm gonna read most of this, I guess. To consider the appointment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official, or the investigation, charges, or complaints against public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual, unless a public employee, official, licensee, or regulated individual requests a public hearing, except as otherwise provided by law. No public body shall hold an executive session for the discipline of elected official, for the conduct related to performance of elected officials' duties, or for elected official removal from office. If a public body holds an executive session pursuant to section, or division G1 of this section, the motion to vote to hold executive session shall state which one or more of the approved purposes listed in division G1 of this section are the purposes of which the exec session be held, but need not include the name of any person to be considered in this meeting. So I make a motion to go into executive session.
Well,
Go ahead.
my only comment is, we have the cake out there and everything, I was waiting for waiting, so I don't
I
know
think
if
it's
we
joking
should
about the
do.
cake here.
No, there is a cake. isn't
Oh,
there?
there
Okay.
So, I know you just said
So
all that
two,
stuff,
actually.
but should we like pause the cake somehow and go have?
So let's go ahead, and I can agree with that. So let's go ahead and pause the meeting for right now. It's at 7:49. We'll pause the meeting, we'll come back in, we'll take a little break outside so we can go ahead and enjoy the moment. And then we'll come back and we'll go back into the regular session and go back into the executive session thereafter.
I'll second the pause of the meeting.
Second, we'll pause the meeting.
Yes.
Yep.
Recess.
recess.
Yes.
All right, now the time is 8:12. We're back off of recess, and now we are back in regular session. So right now, I want to make a motion to go into executive session at 8:12.
And you already read all that, so.
Yes, I did read that.
Second that?
Yes, thank you.
All right, roll call vote, Ms. Coleman,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs,
Yes,
Mr. Kaufman,
Yes.
and we do not anticipate any resolutions coming out of the executive session.
And who
We
you
would like
want?
to have the fire chief, Scott, the fiscal officer, and administration. And Gus Edwards, if it could, please. Perfect, that's it. Perfect, we'll come back after that. So the time now is 9:34 PM. We are out of executive session. We left at 9:32. I'll make a motion to go back into regular session. We are, oh, okay, anyway. Now I make a motion, there was no legislation to be passed or anything like that, so I'll make a motion to close our regular meeting.
I'll second.
That's at 9:35.